Hi.
The film directors like Maniratnam and Dr. Vasudev Menon have romanticized train journeys so much that if you are single, you would expect your dream boy or dream girl to appear out of nowhere and get mesmerized by you. And if you are in a relationship, you would expect your partner, by default, to caress your feet, even accidentally. But do you know the thrill of traveling in ladies' compartment? Whenever you are in a ladies' compartment, you get off, you have a sense of thrill. It is a sense of relief or a heart full of warmth. Actually, what most trains have is a self-proclaimed ladies' compartment simply because we decided it to be so. It was 29th April 2023, Saturday, platform number 6 of Purachi Talaivar Dr. M.G. Ramachandran Central Railway Station. Platform 6. So it was almost 8:45 p.m. when I boarded the ladies' compartment, or the provisional, the ladies' compartment. And as soon as I entered, I saw college girls and school children going home for vacation. Girls, the working ladies, who are going home for the weekend. Women adorned with jasmine flowers, with huge shopping bags, and me who was going to attend a friend's engagement. All of us were fighting for a little space to keep our foot down or our bottoms. As soon as I entered, I took a moment, as I should, to admire this very beautiful girl who was seated near the door. It is a truth universally acknowledged that women appreciate female beauty more than bodies of men. But just then my then boyfriend, now husband, called, and he wanted me to move somewhere inside rather than standing near the door for safety reasons. Foreshadowing, guys. So upon his insistence, I struggled to move through the crowd, pushing and wriggling, trying to find myself some space to put my heavy bag down. And I finally did find a space on the luggage rack. You might be thinking that this is just an ordinary train journey, but trust me, I am this close to the best part. No pun intended. So I was on the luggage rack, on the steel barred luggage rack. Your bum wouldn't like it, but your legs will thank you for the consideration. The woman who had happily sprawled across the rack was a little annoyed that I had taken a third of her portion. And the two girls seated opposite were giggling at whatever was happening here, teenagers I thought. And the young mother who was behind me, feeding her two restless children, was trying not to spill through the luggage, the bars of the rack. Amidst all this, I heard a huge conundrum at the door. Somebody was injured, actually two. And they were bleeding profusely from their feet. One of them was a beautiful girl whom I had admired in the beginning, and another was a younger girl. I had seen this girl watching something else on someone else's phone, and now she was crying loudly in pain. Women who were at the other end of the coach were passing napkins and shawls to Yamini, who was trying to make the bleeding stop. Yamini, whose name I learned later, was spearheading this relief operation. Water bottles, painkillers, scars flew in from all directions. Only a while ago, these women were at each other's throat for the space, and now they were all huddled together giving instructions. There was an unspoken solidarity, and I felt a shiver of pride in being a woman. So the girls were crying, incessantly crying, because they were headed to two different destinations, and they probably had only one thing in common, which is a drive for adventure. They had sat down near the door, their legs hanging down, brushing against the wind, and at one point against a platform which had chopped off a big chunk of flesh from their toes. So some of us were desperately trying to reach out to the railway helpline, and others were praying. Yamini sprang into action, trying to give first aid with whatever was available, and that's when I realized that the quickest way to reach IRCTC is Twitter, now X. So I sent a tweet to @IRCTC official wording it carefully. All caps. Medical help needed in the ladies' compartment of RP Express. Sent immediate help. Within 12 minutes, I got a call from Chennai Central railway station confirming if they need to send an ambulance to the next stop. Meanwhile, Yamini was talking to the families of the two girls. The younger one apparently claimed that she had no family and she was running away to meet a man she had met online. So when Yamini told this man about her injury, he coldly replied, "They sent her back." Yamini, in all her anger, shouted at this person and then at the girl for trusting such a man. So we continued, and then almost midnight, the girls looked slightly better. Their wounds were tightly wrapped in generous dupattas of different colors. That's when Yamini got a call from her husband. And the way she giggled and said thanks, we realized it was her birthday. So the whole coach was wishing her happy birthday, and some of us even sang a birthday song. We were not total strangers. Women of all ages from different walks of life. We were the protagonists of our own stories. And we were all bound together by this invisible thread of resilience. So when the train reached Jolarpete, the two girls were received by a couple of policemen, medical assistants, and the station master. As the train started moving again, the photographs were taken, information exchanged, and responsibility handed over. And the train started moving from the station. Women in our coach started calling out to Yamini, who was still on the platform talking to the police. The whole compartment was looking out for this lady who was traveling alone on her birthday. And the train picked up speed. All the aunties were suddenly together. All the younger girls were suddenly built a friendship. Wishes continued to pour in for Yamini as the passengers who boarded from Jolarpete looked around, wide-eyed, unable to comprehend how all the passengers knew each other like old friends. That's a story that I wanted to share.